Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of RageQuitTV, gonna be casting a game between WhiteRa and Mil.DieStar. It is a TVP on Shakuras Plateau, and this just is an A game, guys. This is a BO3 part of the MSI Pro Cup, game number 1. It is on Shakuras Plateau, so I expect DieStar to go for 1 Rax Expo just because it is so easy to defend any fast expansion, and because DieStar will go for 1 Rax Expo, I assume he will. I haven't seen him play in a very long time. I don't know his play style. But we can assume he's going to go Bio because what Terran goes mech in TVP? If they did, I wouldn't know of them just because that is so unique. So, DieStar most likely going to go for a 1 Rax Expo. WhiteRa, he is going to be scouting that with the 9 Pylon Scout, and I'm assuming he will go for a 1 Gate Expand. WhiteRa has a wide variety of builds, and that's what makes him so good. He sees what you are doing and then formulates a build to beat what you are doing. Normally an aggressive build. Sometimes he does try to play a heavy macro, but 9 times out of 10, he is going to be aggressive, and if he sees his opponent going for a fast expansion, generally WhiteRa will do some type of 2-base timing. I haven't seen WhiteRa do a 1-base timing in ages. It's always about those 2 bases now. Also, one cool thing about WhiteRa, I've seen him play a BO9 against TLO and never use the same build or opener twice. It is really amazing how many builds WhiteRa actually does have. It looks like DieStar wanted to go out to scout, but saw the probe and decided to turn around and chase it around his base so it doesn't do any harassment on this one SCV building the barracks. Probe is going back in for some more. He is out of shields, doesn't want to take any hits until the shields fully regenerates, and DieStar now no longer is scouting. Did swap off the SCV that was attacked by the probe, so maybe he was just defending his worker. And now DieStar does a little bit of middle walk, tries to get in front of the probe and do a surround, and doesn't happen. He is going to be going out to scout at 15 supply. The barracks now completing. WhiteRa has seen both the middle line and no gas. Seeing the middle line is key because you get an idea how many SCVs there are. Don't see any SCVs missing, then you know, okay, there's no buildings proxied. So WhiteRa now knows this is going to be a 1 Rax Expo. Of course, DieStar could wall this off and build like 5 more barracks, but let's be honest, he is not going to be doing that. He is going to be going for a 1 Rax Expo. SCV is going to be coming in from DieStar. He will be seeing the Chrono Boost being used on this Nexus, seeing only 13 energy. Sub Next Core not done. Now he can kind of rule out any 1-base timing because you wouldn't be Chrono Boosting your probes that much if you're going to do some type of 1-base. And now DieStar immediately going to be able to leave the base, and I don't really agree with that. WhiteRa going to be coming in. Will be... Does he see the probe? Yes, he see the SCV. Yeah, he does. He sees it go up, and DieStar trying just to go around and hide. He may be trying to go for a delayed scout. You can see the SCV going to be perking his way right there. Zealot is going to be moving out. This means the SCV maybe will get up into WhiteRa's base and see even more what he is doing. It is a 1-gate expo. The probe is going to come. Zealot walking his way across the map. We do have a bunker with 2 Marines, so the Zealot not going to be able to do any damage. And this SCV going up, maybe checking for a proxy. I have no clue what that one is doing. WhiteRa in the meantime just going to be going for his 3rd pylon. Still has this one SCV hiding about, and we do have a ninja base going over in the top left base. So DieStar going to go with a heavy macro build. We'll see if WhiteRa ends up scouting that out. Does have his probe going around, going to be getting on both of these watchtowers. And there we go, and the probe going to go on that. And now we do have the delayed scout by DieStar. He is going to be coming up and not going to be getting hit with any units right now. Doesn't see a sentry, doesn't see a stalker. And now he's got to be thinking, okay, what is going on? WhiteRa is going to be building his 1st gateway, or his 2nd gateway, I should say. And now the 3rd one does go down. Stalker is going to be chasing this one probe, but he sees these 2 gases right now. That's a lot of gas that WhiteRa has. But no sentries out, so where is the gas going from WhiteRa? We'll see exactly how DieStar does react to it. I actually don't know what WhiteRa is going to be doing. There we go. The 1st sentry is going to be built and did really delay those units out of the gateway. This one probe going around, scouting all about, but WhiteRa still hasn't seen the ninja base by DieStar, and he is starting to add on those barracks. And the 1st robo facility is coming out from WhiteRa, maybe doing some type of immortal sentry, immortal stalker bust. We'll see exactly what he does end up planning. Going to be going up on that 3rd gas right now, and DieStar just going to be mining away with this Ninja Expo. If WhiteRa ends up getting a observer out, chances are he will be able to tell this one base is here, even though Observer's not going to go up in this area just to scout, because Observer will go see WhiteRa's mineral lines and not see any mules. And not seeing any mules will be a big tell that there is going to be a ninja base, and we'll see if DieStar does land all his mules at this top base. Generally, you always land your mules at the Ninja Expo. Don't land them at your natural or your main, because this one is most likely not going to live that long. So use the mules mine as much as you can as fast as possible, so when this base does get taken out, it has paid itself off. So right now, 2 mules just mining at the one base. The Observer coming out from WhiteRa. Just going to see exactly what DieStar is up to, and actually going to be getting a second Observer, and these only have 30-second build time, so this is on the latest patch. Also going to be getting a Twilight Council. Most likely will be going up for Blink maybe, but I don't see a single Stalker out on the field. Actually going to be going up to Charge relatively quickly. I really don't like how WhiteRa does this speed charge build, but he does it quite often. The thing I don't like about this is it is very vulnerable to drops, because you don't have any real mobility. The thing that's really cool about this build, though, is you can get both Colossus and High Templars up very quickly, because you're not using any gas on Stalkers. You're mainly just going for a lot of Zealots, but again, you do get a little bit vulnerable to drops. We do have the Probe going to be building a forward pylon right here to harass this one base, but he does not scout it. The Probe just goes to build the pylon location, immediately turns around. We'll see, does this Observer go down here? It looks like he has gone down here. DieStar landing a few mules at a time, so there's always going to be a mule mining, which may be enough so WhiteRa doesn't suspect anything. We'll see if he warps in units, immediately goes over to this one base. And we do have the Templar Archives coming out, so WhiteRa will be going up for a Charge Lot Archon really quickly, but again, just doesn't deal with drops all that well. But DieStar just now going to be landing his Starport on this reactor to get those medevacs out, so WhiteRa has plenty of time to deal with drops, and his SimCity is okay. There's one bad spot if DieStar drops right here. He can do a lot of little fancy medevac tricks and kind of wall this area off and do some damage here and pick off these critical upgrading structures. If WhiteRa loses the Forge or the Twilight Council while it's researching, that does put him back even further behind. I think it would be much more beneficial with the Charge Lot build to have the actual upgrading things kind of in the middle of your base, where you can easily react and defend against it if a drop does come. This 1/3 base has been mining for a very long time, and DieStar going to be moving out now. And this is going to be really the first engagement. We have one SCV lost throughout this entire game. It is the 11-minute mark. Medevac's now out. And WhiteRa only really has Zealots and Templars. So DieStar could be doing drops in this little area, leave a lot of the bio on the ground when the Zealots do come. Use the Bioforce to pick off a lot of those Zealots, and WhiteRa now can be taking a 3rd base, kind of in a ninja location, but he has nothing on DieStar's ninja base. Now going to be going up to 2 gases on this. WhiteRa does see the factory. That thing will live for a very long time. DieStar trying to just stim and retreat. Sees a lot of charged Zealots that he does not want to engage against that. Those Zealots also have +1 armor, getting that +1 attack right now. Marines do turn around, trying to pick off a few Zealots, while the Sentries and Templar are back dealing with that one factory. Templar come out now, some beautiful storms go off. DieStar bathing in those storms will be retreating, losing a lot of Marines right there. This factory going to be falling to those Sentries and the Stalker. DieStar going to be falling back home, building 2 more bunkers, going to turn around, pick off a few Zealots, because those Zealots are very quick. The Templar very far behind, especially with those Sentries, so he does kill a few of the Zealots, picks off the Observer, and these forward pylons warping in units. And WhiteRa still doesn't know about that ninja base. There are a bunch of High Templars right here. And DieStar is getting more bunkers, going to be doing a drop right now, moving out with 2 medevacs. Only one of them is full with units. Archon is going to be morphing on his way in, and we do have one Marine here going to see this probe transfer. So now DieStar knows, okay, you are going up on a 3rd base. WhiteRa just doing a contain right now, says, okay, you're on 2 base, I'm on 3 base, I am good to go. But he doesn't know about that ninja base. DieStar just tilling as hard as he can, getting even more bunkers, feedbacks, and storms going off on those medevacs. These drops now going to be hitting WhiteRa's mineral line and can do a lot of damage. No units are back here to defend against this, but it is only 1 dropship full of units, not the 2 that it looked like it was going to be. Zealots getting morphed in to deal with this, and the dropship does have to lift up. Templar is here. The medevacs don't have enough energy to get insta-gibbed by the Storm. WhiteRa going to be pulling back still. Does he know about that third base? No, he doesn't. And we can see this third base getting close to being mined down on some of these mineral patches. Has mined so much from this base. It is ridiculous. And now DieStar is going to be moving out. He is at 1-1, 128 supply to 165. DieStar, I think, has just outmined WhiteRa, just out-macroed him, having this third base up for so long. And going to be moving out. He is even ahead on workers. Drop doing even more damage back in here, morphing in some more zealots, and without any stalkers, he's going to have a hard time killing off any drops while DieStar does move out in the middle of the map. Storm is going to go off, and that will be WhiteRa's saving grace. Are these storms as the best thing he has, and that's what DieStar has to fear. And we do have a Robo Bay being built right now, so he will be going up into Colossus. DieStar with a little bit of miss micro right there, going to be turning around. At the same time, though, this drop has done so much damage. More storms going off. 15 probes have been killed by that one drop. More storms going off. DieStar going to be having to fall back to his base momentarily, but doing a lot of damage right now. There we go. He is going to be pulling his way back home. And cannon is done. Going to be not taking out any of those medevacs. And more bio units do come in. WhiteRa is going to have to pull back. Ghost now with the army. Does get an EMP off, but I think it whiffed. You can see those Urkons still at full shields. The High Templar does get sniped on its way back. These medevacs going to be coming just to start healing up the bio. WhiteRa is now going to be pulling a defensive posture. We do have +3 weapon attack on the way for DieStar. He is at +2 armor as well. WhiteRa, he is only at 1-2. He is getting his first Colossus out. A scan does go down. You can see exactly what WhiteRa is doing. And we'll be going up to this one base up here. He hasn't seen the base, but he did see that probe transfer. So he knows the base is, or maybe he wasn't paying attention. Only one Marine going to be going up there. Maybe he doesn't want to trap his units, because if he goes up to attack that base, then he's opening himself up for a counterattack or just be contained. Get some good EMPs off. Those Urkons do fall, but Templar here to get those storms. And DieStar would be wise for him to pick up a few Marauders and go over to the third base of WhiteRa. If that base gets taken out, that is pretty much game. A big storm does go off on a lot of those bio units. And DieStar with some good micro right now, spreading his units out as far as he can. And will he be able to take out these Colossus? Looks like yes, he will. Both of those Colossus do fall. Those Marauders, though, very injured. These Zealots and Urkon are going to clean them up. And WhiteRa, he knows... No, he doesn't know about this third base or the fourth base. Still in the dark, and this is being such a thorn for WhiteRa. And there we go. DieStar going to be loading up in the medevac, going to be going over to attack this third base. Most likely takes this out. That's pretty much going to be game. We can see WhiteRa doesn't have that many minerals left at his natural base. So once this third base gets taken out, DieStar, he's going to be mining off of 3 base income, while WhiteRa is mining off of 1 base. So, well, this base still has about as much as the natural. But soon as this one base does get taken out, where did those medevacs go with units? Okay, he did split them off. Just going to go in the top, just taking a little bit of an odd location. Does not want to get feedbacked. And, well, the medevac's going to be pulling back. One Zealot goes into this middle line. Does have these forward pylons that DieStar does not know about, but now he does. So the Zealots are going to come in, do some damage. There we go. The drop is going to go down in this third base of WhiteRa. Meanwhile, a single Marauder going to come see that there is no base down here. And the Zealot does get cleaned up, but this does allow WhiteRa to take his map positioning and move on out. But he's not going to be able to defend this third base, and now WhiteRa's in the do-or-die situation. DieStar, he is going up on 5 bases. WhiteRa has to win the game right here. 131 supply to 170. The Bioforce does get stormed, and it was a small portion. Colossus immediately does get sniped. DieStar looks like he has more than enough to deal with this. More Marauders coming out. And I think he has just sealed the deal on this game. This was only game number 1 in the BO3. WhiteRa losing all of their Zealots. 2 Colossus are on the high ground right now. But the Urb Vikings to take that out, and the third base has fallen. WhiteRa going to be going off of pretty much 1 base econ versus DieStar's a lot of bases. WhiteRa, though, did kill a lot of SCVs. It is 54 SCVs to 48 probes, but look at all the mules that just landed. 9 mules going to be mining off of that one base, and this is going to skyrocket DieStar's econ. It is going to be ridiculous on how many Marines he can build, doing a good job on staying low on minerals. Could just build like 5 more barracks right now and be good. WhiteRa not taking a 3rd base. He is going to go in for the all-in. Going to pray that he can get some great storms off these 2 medevacs. I don't know what they are doing. No units in them, so it can't be going off for a drop. But WhiteRa, he is going to be moving out. DieStar does have about equal size army. WhiteRa is only about 20 supply behind of DieStar in terms of the army. But DieStar is split up right now, and mules are going to be pulled off as that one base does go down. Big storms do go off on those medevacs, and the mules absorbing some damage. EMPs go down on those zealots, and DieStar, even with his army split up, still has enough to pretty much clean this force up, as the Archon's now going to be falling. DieStar's rest of his army is going to regroup. It is now almost double the supply for DieStar. And just going to be lifting... No, that's not lifting off his main. Looks like he's going to be building another command center at the 5th base location. Scans, doesn't see an observer. WhiteRa going to be taking his 3rd base yet again. But doesn't know exactly how much DieStar has mined. And now he's going to be going up to check out this 4th base. And once WhiteRa sees how much this 4th base has mined, it'll be bad. Are you not going to go up? Check the 4th. WhiteRa still has no idea about this 4th base. If he went up here and saw minerals missing, then he know, oh, I have just made a huge mistake this game. Did not see that coming whatsoever, and WhiteRa still not scouting the one ninja base, and I have not seen a ninja base, like, pay itself off more than what it is doing right now. We do have 2 class out now. Good EMP goes off on a lot of those zealots, plus the Archon. And DieStar is going to come take out both of these bases of WhiteRa. And with these bases go down, WhiteRa is going to be mining off of no bases. And that will be all she wrote. DieStar right now just be securing the win. You can see all the ghosts he has right now. That is 11 ghosts with his army. So many EMPs. And you can see EMPing absolutely everything. More EMPs going off on those Colossus. Storms going down, but there's just too much from DieStar for Storms to even do anything. Colossus now going to be falling with the Colossus falling. All he needs are these ghosts, and with the ghosts he can seal the deal, but he has all the medevacs and the bio to even strengthen it. There goes the GG. Well played. We will be going into game number 2 momentarily, so stay tuned.